Hi, my name is Cassondra. I teach English at the Learning Lab. Usually when I wake up, I'm a very groggy morning person. I need to kickstart my day with a good meal with coffee. So I'll head to the kitchen where I start making my breakfast. My husband and I usually get up at around the same time, and given our busy schedules, we like to have breakfast together so that we at least spend some time together as a couple. Love, do you want prata? My go-to food is definitely prata. Something a little bit fried and crunchy to really spice up the morning. I guess the favorite part of this house is actually the island that I'm sitting at, because as I was planning this out, I really wanted a space where I could work very comfortably with a huge tabletop, so I could spread out all my worksheets and have a look at all of the materials I need at one glance. So usually when I'm marking, I talk to myself because I find that it helps me to process information a lot better. So when I talk, I start questioning my students out loud, why they would write certain word choices or make flaws in certain statements. It helps me to really process where my students are at and how much more I need to do to stretch them further. So that also sort of guides me to my next lesson, where I craft my materials to really just zoom in on the areas where I think students are lacking in. That way, when we come together as a class and we review our work together, we will be able to improve on those areas. It's 11. Usually that's when all the teachers will gather and we will have a discussion of our lesson plans for the coming week. Good morning, everyone. I think those were very good in addressing where students are. During the meeting, we are addressing some of the common pitfalls that students will make in their exams. So for the coming cycle, the kids are going to be doing mock papers. This is where we will be looking at specific components that are most challenging for kids, what we anticipate to be some of the trickier questions, and we will be able to do some error analysis and help ourselves to sort of plan what are the specific questions we're going to pick out for the lessons later. Okay, well, what a morning. Extremely busy but fruitful. I started the morning with my marking. I spotted some gaps in terms of my students' learning. It will actually help me or give me fodder for how I would like to structure my lessons for later. I tweaked some slides. I'm hoping that they will come in handy for my lessons later. Meeting the teachers also went really well. We had a group of us gathering together to discuss our plans for the coming week. They will come into play for my lessons in the future week. So I'm really excited to try out some of the ideas that our teachers actually contributed. So with that, I'm going to head off for my class. Let's go! Usually when I get to Marine Parade, my routine would be to head down to the hawker centre to get my sustenance for the day. So after my coffee, I usually head out straight to the office where I will set up my classroom for the day. For today, I'll be meeting the primary sixes, and I think what really gets them nervous in the classroom is when they have to do composition writing, which is why I have created extra materials to sort of weave the writing techniques into the lesson so that it is less mundane. It'll be your introductory phrase. So walking home, comma. So usually for the P6s, they are a little bit more serious and mellow. So when they come to class, I like to inject a little bit more fun in the lesson, because I really hope that they can see that PSLE is just the first of many examination hurdles. It's the learning process that they need to really nail down. I can tell my kids are engaged when they are able to pose questions and able to offer suggestions or to even correct the mistakes of their peers. I think that's when we are able to sort of learn together what are some of the common pitfalls that they may face in the examination, and also to help each other to grow in terms of their writing ability as well. I'm stressing you because you stopped writing, so I will move away. I'm really happy when my kids are able to look at the materials and then be able to up-pitch the writing with their own word choices, and also to be able to apply the writing techniques that we've just covered in the lesson. I love it when I see like this, the really stars in their eyes when they are able to do it themselves and they are able to recognize their own efforts in the piece of writing, even though it's very short.
Okay, bye guys! Bye! Careful! See you next week! Well, it's the end of the lesson. I am really excited because I hope my kids had as much fun as I did. So I hope this exercise with the fun tangent of the Pokemon references really helps them to drill in the use of introductory phrases so that they can up-pitch that in their own writing. For Jia and Celine, they are actually both my strongest writers in the classroom. So I think they perform up to expectations in terms of being able to engage with the material and to volunteer answers. So I'm hoping that the others will be able to take the lead from them, and also to see that applying those writing techniques is actually something that is doable and achievable even at their age. So I'll be winding down my evening by going rock climbing. Let's go!
After a long day of work, my favorite activity would be to do sports and to unwind. Today my husband is here with me. We'll be trying out some bouldering puzzles at the gym. I've been climbing for close to 10 years now. When I was first introduced to the sport, I really fell in love with it because there's that element of height. It presents a new form of challenge for me, considering that I've always been running most of the time. So now that I am able to do rock climbing, I think it's really challenging because every climbing wall is a puzzle on its own. So my structure is very petite. So the way I climb is going to be very different from how people who are tall with longer limbs would climb. So I need to climb to my strengths.
Wow! What a fun day it was. It was really great to wrap up with a climbing session with my husband. I think my favorite part of climbing is often when I'm on the wall. I'm trying to do my best to crack a puzzle. And very often, usually, especially when I'm tired, I panic, right? So it's great that my husband is there to lend perspective, tell me where to go or what footholds to step on. It really helps in getting me to stay on track, possibly something similar to what my students experience when they're in the exams. They panic when they see an exam paper, right? My job is to basically lend them guidance, put them on the right route, and also to keep them calm and apply the techniques that we have learned in the classroom in their papers as well. So it's been a fruitful day. I'm really hungry. I'm gonna get dinner with my husband. See you guys around.